Greetings from Podcastville. It's motherfucking Christmas Eve, but guess what? It's still Monday, and you got to get your party motherfucking started. Now, the Church of What's Happening Now is brought to you by HelloTushy.com. Are you sick and tired of your ass smelling like 10 dead billy goats? It's time for a portable bidet. Go to HelloTushy.com. They have portable bidets starting at $69, and they come with hot water. I mean, listen, your asshole could be brand new. You understand me? You're single, you got nothing going on. It's not your breath. It's not your haircut. Maybe it's the sniff or your whiff. You follow me? It's time to wash that muffler. Go to HelloTushy.com right now and put in muffler and get 10% off your order, all right? That's how I work. It's easy and economical, whatever the fuck the word is. Number 2, bowl season is here. It's time to get in on the action with MyBookie. Don't be that guy rooting interest on your relatives or friends, sit around watching a game. Not this year. Where there's a record 41 bowl games to bet on. 41 bowl games, including the national championship on January 7th. This is a beautiful time of the year if you want to make some money. You got the bowl games, you got NFL playoffs, you got basketball. Do me a favor. Join MyBookie and they'll offer you 50% deposit bonus to make sure you have a nice bankroll for bowl season. Use promo code CHURCH when you deposit to activate the offer. That means if you put in 100, boom, they'll put in 50. But you got to use promo code CHURCH, CHURCH, and that's at MyBookie. And I recommend them. You play, you win, you get paid. Kick that fucking mule, Lee. Thank you. Thank you very much for fucking hanging in there with us. We had to take a week off. I was in New York after a week. Thank you very much for appreciating the Ralphie May podcast. We put it up for a reason. I put it up for various reasons. It's a funny fucking podcast. Plus, it makes us remember that, 1 minute they're here, 1 minute they're gone. Don't take nobody for granted. But on a fucking high note, my man Rick Ramos is here from the Watch This podcast with Rick Ramos. I feel he is one of the most talented fucking people I know when it comes to movies, directors, why they did it, the second AD, that shit. You don't want to put a fucking, thank God this guy don't snort coke. You snort coke, put a movie on with him, you're done. He'll tell you who bought the table, why, they bought it downtown. Shit. But we're here to talk about the 10 movies you should watch over the holidays. And I'm not talking about fucking like, you're going to watch The Godfather. These are obscure films I want to hit you with. Yeah. This is shit I've been thinking about lately. I'm not, guess what? Out of the 10 I wrote down, I'm probably going to watch one of them. I ain't got no time. I forgot the kid's got no fucking school the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean,
we're buried.
No, she's going to be running you wild. Yeah. Your best bet is to take her to the park and run her, and then go to sleep.
With fucking novice. There's a rule at the house.
Yeah.
Next week, I got to get it to the park Monday by 9.
Yeah.
So Monday, my wife has it. I got to do something in the morning, and then I'm doing a podcast. Then Christmas Day, 9 o'clock. We get the gifts. Let's get out and run. Hit the monkey bars. She hits those monkey bars hard. She does that swing for her fucking core. She runs, she chases. She always makes friends with the ugliest kid at the park. And next thing you know, they're running together. They're chasing each other. She comes home scratching. What am I going to do with a weird smell in her neck? Well, what am I going to do? Sometimes I smell her hair, and it smells like 10 bodies from the sweat and her fucking chase them. I tell my wife, give me a fucking shampoo her head. It smells terrible, but you got to get them going loose. Dog, I saw it in New York last week. Our vacation was great. It was cut a little short.
Yeah.
But the vacation was great. We got to go to... We did 2 mistakes. We stayed in New Jersey. I did it because of the ferry ride.
Yeah.
See, it's a ferry ride for us. But for her, she's Jacques Cousteau.
Yeah.
The waves are hitting. She thinks it's the ocean.
Yeah.
It's the fucking Hudson River. You see a hand floating. I was looking for... I kept telling her, look at that arm. Where? Right? There's no arm, Daddy. I'm telling you, there's an arm there. They threw a Puerto Rican off this fucking bridge last night. 365 days a year. 200 people got to go a year off the George Washington Bridge.
Really?
I think so.
Sure.
Yeah, people are losing it, man. It's a fucking tough life,
They walk up to that bridge. You don't know how many times I looked over that bridge and said, fuck it. That's a beautiful jump. Worst thing that could happen is you break 4 ribs or something.
No, I think that's the best thing that could happen. if you jump off the George Washington Bridge.
Nah, if you die and it's over and there's nothing else to be worried about and
But
it's
then
clean,
would the boy
boom.
jump off the bridge and lived?
Yeah, they've done it all the
There've
time.
been a couple of them.
Break their legs, break their back. You know, it don't work out like you think it's going to work out, and then you're suffering for the rest of what little bit of life you got.
Harrison Ford did it. Rambo did it.
Yep.
No,
They all jumped off cliffs and they fucking lived. They ran and ran after that.
Every 3.5 days, someone does it.
I told you.
See, 3.5
And this
days.
was in
50
2015.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find an actual number.
Well, shit, people are miserable. People are fucked up. It's a hard world out there. You know, when you're working a job and your boss is coming down on you about every goddamn thing,
Yes.
being a prick about it, you
If
know,
you're on the
it's
ferry,
hard.
if you're on the ferry, you might catch a body.
Hell yeah.
One of those little suicides going right by you.
So this is why you wanted to stay in New Jersey, because you like not knowing what's gonna happen.
You never know with
It's
the
a fucking
Hudson.
adventure, man.
I'm telling you, all those Law and Orders, they always find the body in the river, don't they? Right? We caught him floating off the Hudson. How come I can't fucking see a fucking body when I go across that ferry? Especially with my kid in the fucking thing. It would
Exactly.
make a day.
No, when?
Yes, it would. You remember that forever.
Yeah, of course.
I still remember the dead body, the first body I ever smelled.
Really?
I still remember what it smelled like from 10 feet away.
Yeah.
Like, and it was heavy. And these kids were used to it. They just kicked a piece of plywood off them. You could hear the flies, like the heavy. Oh my God. It was like fucking, and I was scared,
Of course.
but I couldn't fold.
Yeah.
This was my introduction into a whole new fucking sect of kids. I couldn't fold. Like, you want to see a dead body? I'm like, come on. And they're like, come on, let's go. And all of a
That's
sudden we
when
started.
you're a kid, you remember you're terrified of everything, but you're captivated by it. You gotta see it. I mean, there's that thing that scares the shit out of you, but you gotta see stuff. You gotta, you gotta take those chances. You know, the fear was there, but it wasn't enough to stop you from doing the shit you wanted to do. I love that time. I wish I had that. I wish I had that fearlessness
I
now.
remember when I was walking with them that I had a fear that they were going to beat me up. Mm-hmm. Like they were just going to take me down to Riverside Drive to beat me up. It was like Riverside Drive, and Riverside Drive wasn't really finished at that time. Mm-hmm. And you just kept walking towards, and there was a fence there, and the body was there with clothes on. It was a man.
Yeah.
And it had been there. I go, how long? And that's the first day I met them. Like, I was talking to Jerry Rocha, and he was telling me that he remembers going to Mexico when he lived in Laredo. He would go to Mexico every other weekend with his grandpa to get a haircut. That there would be kids out there, and that you would play soccer with them then, and that he'd spend the whole day in Mexico, like every 2 weeks, and they became friends with these kids. That's really rare that you go into another neighborhood, and the kids, we were playing, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, they're like, they wanted to impress me.
Yeah.
Like, you live on 88th Street with white people, and I'm like, no. We're like the superintendents of the building. Like, I was ashamed that we had money.
Yeah.
And we went down there, and that smell,
Yeah.
like, it was fucking just, like, I had it, like, it was like I had a glass of milk.
Yeah.
I could feel everything coming up to my throat, but I had to keep walking. They kept walking.
Well, you couldn't show it in front of them.
No.
Because then you.
But I remember walking away from there going, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. So, back to my daughter crossing the fucking ferry. That's all. That's all I wanted, for her to see a body floating by and shit while you're eating ice cream. You know what I'm saying? She's enjoying a cup of ice cream. And next thing you know, bodies floating by. Mm-hmm. That's it. Like a missing limb, like a shark got him. Like one of those fucking bass. God knows what kind of fish develop in that
God
Hudson
knows,
River.
yeah.
A fucking guinea pig might fuck a snake. And next thing you know, it's in the Hudson River.
Yeah, whatever's underneath there, man. That's some scary shit.
Oh
in
my
there.
God. Years ago, they dug up the Bronx River. And what they found was just cars.
Yeah.
Cars.
Yeah.
2,000 stolen. I don't know what. I'm exaggerating.
But
It was like 214 cars in the Bronx River or something. Something just fascinating.
Yeah.
How many cars they found. How many bodies are in there.
Well, that's the thing.
That's
you know?
mafia fucking the hotbed of the 50s, 60s, and
But that's
40s.
everywhere. I mean, you think about when they were talking about those. You remember those two guys, those three guys that went down to Mississippi to register voters and everything.
Right.
Yeah, remember they started draining those swamps. They started pulling, and they would find bodies. And they're like, "That's not them. That's not them. That's not them." After like the fifth or sixth body, they're like, "Wait a minute, we haven't even found the ones that we're looking for. Who the fuck are these guys? What kind of shit is going on in that place, you know? And that's what's out there, man. You got to be aware of that kind of thing, and it's terrifying when you think about it, but it's also incredibly exciting, man. It makes for great stories, you know.
I was telling Lee that I went over there Sunday to watch the Radio City Music Rockettes dog, and I passed out. I put the 3D glasses on. And I saw the fucking Santa Claus in front of me and some reindeer, and next thing you know, they were waking me up.
What happened to you? What was going on?
I just was tired. I don't know who the fuck knows, man. I'm 55 years old.
Yeah.
It's a 6-hour flight. I was on the road before that 3 weeks in a row. You know, you're thinking, you're talking to people, you're doing podcasts.
Yeah.
You have a family. You have a lot on your fucking plate mentally.
Yeah.
And I guess I just sat there. But I also slept on the plane for 2 hours.
But that's not a real
which is
sleep.
rare.
That's not a real
that's
sleep.
rare.
But it's,
I don't fall asleep on planes.
Yeah.
So we had to leave on the way out. We had to get up at 3 in the morning. So 3 in the fucking morning, you get to the airport, it was 5. We got to Newark at 2. We drove to the hotel. It was 3 or 4:30.
Yeah.
We sat in the hotel till 6:30, then went out to dinner. And then I went back to the room, and obviously you can't fall back to sleep the first night. You're still on California time.
Yeah.
So I didn't fall asleep till fucking 3 in the fucking morning. And they're yelling and screaming. You know, my wife goes to bed at 8:30 every night, so she could go to bed at 11 over there. I was falling asleep at 3, and they were walking around at 6:30. We're ready to go. So that's what happened, you know, and a lot of running, and it's a different lifestyle.
I believe it.
I didn't rent a car because I don't know where I'm going. I hate renting a car, even though, Joey, you're from there. You know what? That was 30 years ago.
And that's what I tell
I don't
people
know
all the
nothing
time.
about I make a left turn, I'm in fucking Schenectady.
Yeah.
I don't know where the fuck I'm going.
Nothing is
You make
where
a
it
left
once
turn
was.
now in my neighborhood, you're in Schenectady, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know where the fuck I'm driving. I don't know nothing. So I'm Ubering to death. I had every fucking nationality on Monday. Name it. Armenian, Czechoslovakian. I had because I called 6 fucking Ubers plus 2 cabs that day. Just to move around the city the one fucking day. I was wiped out. Like, going on vacation, there's people who could go on vacation.
Yeah.
And there's people who are cut out to go on vacation. I'm one of those people. I'm not cut out to go on vacation.
No, I get you.
You know what a vacation is to me? You want to go on vacation? A vacation is a beach. Something I don't have to walk a lot. And as long as I get Netflix and I got an outdoor patio that I can get vitamin D and type, maybe a fucking chapter.
Yeah.
That's a vacation to me. I don't want to see nothing. But I'm with my wife. It's not about me. It's about them.
Yeah, I know.
I went to the Metropolitan Museum of Art, which was fascinating as fuck. I saw the Armenian, the
Armenian genocide wing.
Yeah, they had like an Armenian wing. They had a Chinese wing.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting. That's
There's
what my
some
daughter
fascinating
wanted to go
shit
there.
out there. Yeah.
It's a 3-day pass,
Yeah.
but you need 3 days to walk in there. You walk in there for 3 days, you lose 5 pounds.
Yeah.
You stay away from the pretzels and the fucking hot dog. By the way, a pretzel's $6. $6 to eat carbon monoxide and have some fucking foreigner touch it with their.
How much was it when you were buying it?
Fucking $1.50.
Everything, man.
$6 for a pretzel down there by the ice skating rink.
How much are cigarettes? My mom was saying that they're cheap here. I have no idea. Aren't they like, how crazy is it there?
10.
'Cause you don't really smoke.
I know.
12 for pack?
I know when I was shooting Law and Order SVU, which had to be 2008.
Yeah.
I shot downtown, and I went into a store with a $20 bill, and I got a pack of cigarettes and a Snapple, and they gave me back $3, and I shit my pants. So you do the math.
Yeah.
Let's say the Snapple was $2.50.
Maybe $2.50. Yeah.
Yeah, packs of cigarettes are fun because when my brother comes out, he takes back 10 cartons too. He takes back 10 cartons because it's a lot fucking cheaper.
Well, you got to buy them here. You got to do that. You can't, you can't pass up a deal like that. I mean, shit. What is it? Is it the base cost or is it all the fucking taxes where
All
they're
the
trying to push
taxes.
people out
All
of
the
it?
taxes.
Yeah. Well,
You watch any good movies this year?
there's
2000?
been shit lately. It's been a really
Was it just
bad
Black
year.
Panther? Was it just Black Panther?
You know what? I
all
thought
over?
Black Panther was overrated. I thought it was okay. I didn't love it. That Green Book movie was all right. That Mark Wahlberg movie was just like
What was the Mark Wahlberg?
the Mark Wahlberg movie where where he and Rose Byrne adopt a a couple of Mexican kids, and it was cute, but they tried to be funny, and Wahlberg isn't funny. He's even in a funny movie, he's the straight guy. He ain't the funny one, you know? So they were going for these jokes that just weren't going to work. And if you stick to make it a drama, boom, you got a good film there, you know? But don't try to, for me, it's like when you start trying to push the laugh and you try to make them, you know, connect, it fucking doesn't work, man. Creed 2 was better than the original, but that wasn't any good. I mean, I've just been, everything
Creed
I
2
go,
wasn't any good.
I just wasn't impressed by it.
Fucking Mary Poppins is getting horrible reviews
because it's
opened up at $4.7 million.
That's it.
That's it, because the New York Times gunned it down.
Look, I just saw the preview. Isn't it sort of like more kind of too modern? It looks like an action movie almost to me.
I don't know.
At least in the preview.
Well,
they're doing
tortured.
a lot for
It
the other.
got fucking tortured for 4 points.
You don't need to remake that one. That's a
They
classic.
also released it on fucking Wednesday.
Yeah.
So they got a little cocky. Everybody's busy with school and functions and Christmas parties. You know what? They could wait till Saturday. So
Well, there's also the fact that movies are costing anywhere from $12 to $16 per going, and it's like that's a family movie. So you got to pay for you. You got to pay for your 2 kids. You got to get them something to drink. Nobody wants to do that shit anymore. It's costing too much.
Do you still have Movie Pass?
No, because MoviePass tanked.
Yeah.
It was getting to the point where nothing I wanted to go see was available to me, you know? So every once in a while I got AMC where you get 3 movies a week, and I'll do that from time to time. But, you know, part of the great thing about MoviePass was it I could go to the fucking revivals, man. I could see the classics at the Egyptian or the Beverly or the Arrow. I love this town for that. And I can't do it anymore. So it's like, plus I ain't got no fucking money for that. So it's like, I've really been going back to, you know, watching old shit on Netflix and Hulu. And, you know, like this coming week, I'm going to be at my mom and dad's house. I ain't going to be doing shit. All I'm going to be doing is writing and taking my mom to the movies and watching Netflix. I'm going to watch all of Narcos. I'm going to watch whatever that new Michael Douglas, Alan Arkin thing is. I'm going to watch that. I'm just going to knock out as much shit as I can do because, you know, come the new year, I got to get out there and start trying to get some production work. That's what I'm trying to do, you know? Get behind the camera, do that, do the extra work, go out on auditions, and then go back to doing stand-up at night. I'm pushing it hard this year. I'm not fucking laying down. The whole purpose of it now is not to get a regular job, not to do any of that shit. Just pick up work wherever I can do it, and keep pushing the podcast because the podcast
you
gets
fucking think you're in shape to work on a fucking set. Are you fucking crazy, Rick Ramos? That's a hard job, production.
Hey,
you're not a young man no more.
I ain't a young man anymore,
Those
but
24-year-olds.
Yeah.
It don't stop on those sets. I look at those kids. When I was doing those Disney movies, they weren't getting paid. Like I was getting 100 a day. Those guys weren't getting paid. They committed 6 weeks of their lives to learn how to do mule work. You know, they lied to them with experience. I didn't agree to it. I would have never. If that's my son or daughter, I'm like, listen, come here for a second. I don't mind you learning the value of $1 and working like a mule, but you can't work for free.
no, I'm not going to work for free. But at the same
rough
time,
out there.
yeah. But what's the alternative? I'm going to go back to working a regular job and hating that?
No.
But you know as well as I do that the $40 gigs aren't out there anymore. The $50 gigs,
Are
the
they not out
Mexican,
there
they're not like I see them. Every once in a while, I got to go to Lancaster for 100, sometimes 70. I might get a $60 gig every once in a while, but for the most part, that shit ain't out there like it once was. You remember fucking Coyote Wednesday and Saturday. You were making anywhere between $40 and $60 on that. Then you would pick up two on a Tuesday or a Thursday. Casa Latina was going on. You could do that. You could
Every
get by.
Latin comic had a fucking side room in those
Exactly.
days. And they all paid anything from $50 to $100 bill. And I didn't know how much money you don't know what you got till you lose it.
Yeah.
So when the economy crashed in 2008, I got straight off coke.
Yeah.
But I was still broke, and I couldn't figure out why. Because all those little rooms had disappeared.
Yeah.
I could, before you move to Los Angeles, people always tell you can't make money. And I'm going to tell you something. That's a lie. Because I made a living since day one. I did that one room for Rudy for free the first time.
Yeah.
And then I was in with Rudy at the Brave Bull.
Yeah.
And that was $40, 2 shows on the weekend. That's $80.
Then he had the Commerce Casino that paid $100.
Casino. Yeah. So we had all these alternatives. I was addicted to cocaine. So all those hundreds, I didn't see how much they valued the house because I wasn't taking money out of the house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when a check comes in for a movie, or I would work with Rogan, or have to get my own work, that's the house's money.
Yeah.
Those little $50 Mexican gigs were my bread and butter.
You could live on those.
Dog, I was pulling down $1.25 a night.
Yeah.
And once I got the longest yard, Jesus, I was getting 150 from those guys.
Easy.
Yeah. I was getting 150, 150, 150, 150. I was making $800-900 a week in 150s, plus 15s from the store and main rooms from the store. Plus, the improv was giving you a little check from time to time.
Plus the Laugh Factory on Mondays, a little bit here.
$25, $35. At the end of the week, you're making money doing stand-up. You're not fucking driving a fucking Porsche. But if you act correctly, you could rent a room in a 3-bedroom house with 2 other comics, smoke pot, and fucking eat.
Yeah.
And pay rent and, have a decent car, pay the insurance on it. You could.
Yeah,
you have to keep your money low. Every move has to be very calculated.
Yeah.
What am I really going to get out of this move?
Yeah.
Yes, it would be nice. Oh, if I do this, Rick Ramos has a room on Tuesday, so that'll alleviate the gas price of me driving down there. There's all these plans that you have to include in all that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but going back to the movies, I watch what's on a plane.
Yeah.
The only time I watch a movie is on a plane. It's so amazing how when something comes on at my house, if I try to watch it now with a baby and a wife, I miss 50% of what's going on. So the only time I can watch something is on a plane. And my 2 favorite movies of the year were American Made with Tom Cruise, because I'm a Tom Cruise freak.
Yeah, you love him.
I would join Scientology for Tom Cruise. But I'd take an ear beating for 2 hours just to hang out with Tom Cruise. You know what I'm saying? Tell me about this Scientology shit.
Yeah.
Fill me in.
I tell you something. There's something about that guy that is captivating. You want to watch him.
I don't give him. Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
That's why they make $20 million a fucking film, because you're gonna pay to watch them and keep your eyes off them. Before we get into this movie, we're talking about this movie thing. I called Rick yesterday, and I called anybody who I've known the last 10 days who's a Mexican American, and I've discussed this Narcos series with them, primarily for 2 reasons. The 2 reasons were how good it was written and how fucking good Diego Luna is.
Yeah.
And primarily because, yes, I was fortunate enough to watch The French Connection. And I was fortunate enough as a kid to watch fucking, the Valachi Papers and all those movies of the 70s as a child. But through all that time, I always stayed loyal to Spanish television.
Yeah.
And there was something about Spanish actors that captivated me. I became a comic. I went to prison, whatever. I became a dad. I have a podcast with Lee. I talk to people. I get lost. You get lost. You lose yourself. But then something happened on the way to the dance. I watched a movie called Man on Fire.
Yeah.
And while it was Denzel's greatest performance, I know you people are bored of hearing this.
No, absolutely not.
I saw something in that movie that what made that movie special wasn't Denzel, and it wasn't, no disrespect to Jennifer Lopez's husband.
Mark Anthony.
It was those Mexicans around him.
Yeah.
Those Spanish actors around him, including, who's not a Mexican-American actor, Giancarlo Giannini, who was also...
he's that Italian actor from... he did some great work in the 70s and 80s.
But he also did that movie with the second Hannibal. He
played the cop in Hannibal.
Hannibal.
Yeah.
And I fell in love with him then. His face, his character, how he would smoke a cigarette, his mannerisms. In fucking Man on Fire, When he walks into the hospital room, and this is my favorite hospital because it has this bakery across the street, and he has a childish smirk on his face. After Denzel gets shot, and the lieutenant is making the statement, who's also a brilliant actor.
Yeah.
Listen to his Spanish, how he performs it. Then the Mexican white chick who's married to a big-time director who played the reporter is sitting there taking notes, and he comes up from behind her and squeezes her ass, and he says something to her, and he gets a childish smile to him. That's when I knew that guy was the real deal.
Yeah.
Denzel had his hands full in this movie. He was opposite Christopher Walken. But towards the end, that guy on the phone with him was brilliant. The guy that he cut his arm off, that was walking around with Mongo arm, he was brilliant. That guy got hit by a car. That guy got beat up by Denzel. He never tapped out. Then Denzel shot his arm off. He showed up to his brother. Remember when he ran? He was running with that little gimpy arm and shit. Hysterical. Phenomenal actor. The actors he handed himself over to, phenomenal Spanish actors. And I started thinking about how, and you never heard me come out with this, I'm sick and fucking tired of the fucking Mexican-American actors. They shut down our throat anymore.
Oh, yeah.
They're boring. That little clique they have in Hollywood is boring. They're fucking boring. And it starts with James Olmos. I'm sorry to announce it. He's the king of bore me. He bores me to fucking death anymore. Especially after I saw all these Mexican-American actors. That are fucking, their faces are rich with culture. The fucking fat chick that he breaks down. No sé, la niña. No sé. That lady should have gotten an Academy Award for dealing opposite Denzel with a shotgun. Go watch that scene. How good that fat lady is in Spanish. We don't know.
That's the thing.
We don't say. It's gonna say. Everybody, Mickey Rourke was in that. Nobody remembers.
The lawyer.
It's an Academy Award-winning movie all the way around that never got recognized.
What about the girl?
The little girl. It's just tremendous. But I noticed the Spanish acting. So now we fast forward to fucking 2016 or whatever, and all of a sudden Narcos comes out. And I'm sitting there and I'm captivated. This is a man that is worse than Tony Soprano. Tony Soprano, the character, made you fall in love with him. Women love to watch him, even though he cheated on his wife.
Well, he had charisma.
Nobody likes him.
Charm.
Pablo Escobar, this guy that played Pablo Escobar, he's the worst animal in the world. He cheats on his wife. He shoots people. Plomo plata. Me llamo Pablo Escobar Guevilla, and I make deals for a living. Plomo o plata. And the guy opens up the side door and he goes, ch-ch. And they walk up to the guy in the beginning. That's how he opens up the movie. When he tells the guy what his name is and what his wife's name is, and his mother just got out of the hospital. The guy is brilliant. Nobody said a fucking peep about him. Not a peep was said about that performance. And I tell people all the time, you got a problem with Narcos, you watch episode 9 at La Catedral. When he beats the guy up with the stick and the guy spits in his face and the spit goes into his nose. And as he's breathing, the spit comes out of his fucking nose and the blood, and he's got shaking. And then he goes up to the guy and he says goodbye. And he turns his back and he's covered with blood. When he goes out, he doesn't say a word. And he's looking over. Everybody else is partying, fucking sucking, snorting blow. He looks out into the sunset. He takes a deep breath, and then the camera pans out. And it shows a pot plant taller than him by itself, blowing in the wind. What a beautiful director's eye. It shows the camera pull back. And then him, being him, he looks to the fucking right-hand side. And he notices the pot plant, and he doesn't get scared of it. He remembers. His face is telling me, oh, that's right. He takes the pot plant, he pulls it to his face, and he snips it really hard. And then he lets it, and he takes the butt off, and he puts it on the top of his pocket, and he walks back into the house. He didn't say a word. He didn't have to. I read what he was thinking in his mind. Right there, I knew this guy's a fucking powerhouse. He did 2 seasons. Then season 3 is the New York Cali Cartel. Great acting. They ate it up. but nobody has blown my socks off like Diego Luna. Diego Luna has taken it to a different level.
Yeah.
Now, I grew up on Spanish soap operas,
Yeah.
which I know one thing, the acting is very timed. They had some fucking teacher over there in Cuba. I heard that was better than Stanislavski, and they shut him down. But I heard that he trained Spanish cats, and those people came up. They were the early Telemundo actors, and they were brilliant. Their Spanish, their timing. And when I started watching Caracol Entertainment shows, all their shows are shot on film to look like a movie.
Yeah.
But the birthplace is telenovelas. And that's why some people, like my wife, doesn't like them. My wife first of all, if you're white, it's very rough to watch Narcos because you're reading subtitles.
Yeah.
You can't get high. You have to focus. And watch it. What did he say? And then, they fill you in. The white guy speaks in English and fills you in. But 60% of it is, so I understand that you can't watch it. But if you have not watched Narcos Mexico, Caracol Entertainment put out Celia Cruz, which was brilliant. They also put out Jota Jota, which is brilliant. The acting, again, is mensa morte. But you could see that all these guys are classically trained. Narcos, this one, the character of Rafa and the character of Miguel Jose, the leader, two of the best character performances I've ever seen in my life. And I go down with Marlon Brando to the end.
Yeah.
These guys knocked it out of the park. The one guy plays a conservative mob boss. He weighs 155 pounds, but when he walks in the room, he's 280.
Yeah.
That's what I got from Narcos. And two, the other guy plays a psychopath who in reality is a genius. He's such a genius that he figured out how to grow marijuana in the desert. He figured out how to take the male plant away and pollination, and he figured out how to invent the weed that we call sensimilla. That was his gift to society. He invented that. He was a geologist. He dug, and he would dig and then throw grenades in. And then he finally throws a whole box of grenades in and one grenade. And they're standing there, and all of a sudden water shoots out. And that was the beginning of the end. You know, I mean, the whole series, he's nuts. Nuts to the point of, wow. You know, and they're fucking Mexican hillbillies. But this other kid, I watched the series 3 times.
Yeah.
I watched it twice when it came out, and then I retaped them for the flight. It's 5 hours each way, so I can watch 5 episodes. So I watched 5 on the way there and 5 on the way back. And then I looked them up. And everything I knew, everything I saw was true. His mother died in a car accident when he was 2. And he was raised by his father, who was a set designer of a theater in Mexico City. So he grew up in the theater.
Yeah.
He started in fucking novellas, just like I read.
Yeah.
Just that acting, that precision, that at the end, he thinks back to the conversation he had with Kiki Camarena and the scene between him and that Mexican kid that's done 1,000 movies was brilliant. His reactions, his emotions, when the Mexican kid says to him, "You fucked up, man." When Kiki Camarena says it to him, "You fucked up." Brilliant. They were both brilliant. But this Diego Luna guy, just sensational. Just sensational. You know, you tell me why. I watched 3 or 4 episodes of the Mayans.
Yeah.
It lost me. And guess what? It was the same.
Yeah.
The father. I don't want to see that guy ever again.
It's the same fucking story.
It's the same fucking
thing.
story.
And it's like, it's the same faces, and but it doesn't have the balls to go as far. I don't know. The Mayans, from what I've heard, it's just they're not going to take it as far as it needs to go. They're not going to be as crazy with it. You know, even the guys that they get for the biker gang are a little bit more clean cut than the real guys would
I
be,
watched
you know?
like 3 or 4
They're too pretty.
episodes, and it didn't grab me. And I thought back to what I'm telling you,
Yeah.
Man on Fire, what I saw and what I remembered. When I was a kid, I had a couple babysitters. My favorite babysitter was Monguito y La China. La China was a Cuban Chinese woman who was dear friends with my mother, and her husband was Monguito. When I was 5 or 6 at night, I would go upstairs and they would watch all those novellas, and I would stay with Monguito. But Monguito was a burglar. And he used to take those spark. You ever gap a spark plug?
Yeah.
You know, you have to take like a file and put them in. Well, you get the thickest one of those files, and he would make fake keys. So at night, while we'd be watching novellas, he would be like when you go to a fucking place to make a key, that whole thing they do at the hardware store, he would have those in his living room, and he would just be making copies, and we would eat vanilla cookies, vanilla wafers, and dip them in orange soda. And I could stay up till 2 a.m. while he made keys. He taught me how to make them. I'd be sanding them down in a little grinder and shit, hysterical. But from hanging out with him all those years, I watched novellas. And it's amazing what your life... Like, I love television and film.
Yeah.
Listen, I got offered 2 movies this year. Both of them I had to get on a plane for 10 hours. It's dead for me. It's dead. Like, I got those TV shows, but I knew the people. You know, I knew Greg. I thank him for putting me in the show and let me suck a black guy's dick on camera and shit, you know. I'm very fortunate that you're here 20 years and you make friends with TV people. But I don't go out like I used to, and I get pissed. I know I'm missing roles, but I get pissed. You know, what am I going to do? You think that at one point, no matter what's going on, that people... Nothing. Yeah. And I'm okay with it. I'm too busy anyway. And half the time, I feel like it's an inconvenience. I got to go to wardrobe now and do this for 3 days. And so half the time, I'm happy. I want to do shit that I want to.
No, I get that.
Do.
I mean, you get to a point where it's like, I don't want to do the same shit. It's weird. In the beginning, it's like in the beginning of stand-up. You're like, I don't give a shit where I got to go. I'm going to go do it. Then it comes to a point where it's like, fucking Riverside, they got to pay me. If I'm going to drive to Riverside, they got to pay me. And then it's like, well, shit, they got $40 for me and maybe a sandwich, and that's cool. After you've been doing it for a while, now it's like, come up with 100. Come up with a fucking bill to make this worthwhile for this drive so I can go in there, do the fucking jokes, and then come right back, you know? But you start to lose perspective on what you once were versus what you need. In those early days, you'll bust your ass for nothing.
I did.
Because that's what you got to do.
I did all that shit for nothing. I did a lot of shit that I shouldn't have done. Years later, I realized, Jesus Christ, they could have paid me $20.
Yeah.
They charged this at the door, or they did this, they did that. You know, they could have. But you use it as experience.
You use it as experience, and you know what? You survive it, you know, because there were a lot of times where they didn't pay me shit. And they were giving me free drinks. Well, I was going to make them regret that. I was like, just give me the $40 because I'm going to drink $60 worth of fucking alcohol.
Oh, yeah.
I was fucking myself,
you're a comic and they give you free drinks and you get $20 worth of Coke.
Yeah.
And you're getting free drinks. You're as happy as a pig and shit.
Yeah.
And you tip the bartender a $10 bill, so at least you show them you got a little bit of class.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, my God. And you get fucked up. You close those places.
Yeah.
As a comic, I closed 1,000 of those fucking bars. Where you gave the bartender a 20, you drank all night for free. Shots for your friends, shots for your grandmother. You're like, shots, brother. One more, come on, one more. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah. But those are the early days. That's when you were a kid, and you could get fucked up. And then
but I wouldn't drive. That was the thing. See, I wouldn't drink and drive. I would drink at the Comedy Store at the end of the night. But in between those rooms, it's tough for me. I'm one of those guys. I won't drink and drive. I've recently even stopped smoking and drive. Like,
really?
I can't see at night.
No, I mean you gotta recognize these limitations.
Once you go to the store, I smoke a little bit. If somebody's smoking in the back, I'll go back there. Somebody gives me a blunt or something, I'll smoke and pass it on. And but it's really weird that at night, 2-3 hours before I gotta go out, I don't smoke no more. I just get rid of them. Once I get home, Lee knows. Once I get home from the Comedy Store, I feel bad for my pipe. I fucking melt that thing. I get giggly. I make a fucking bologna and cheese sandwich and shit. And I'm happy as fuck. I start sending emails. I read my emails.
Yeah.
I torture people. People who call me like at 7 in the morning, I wait till 3 their time and I text them just like a fucking picture of me playing baseball or something. They go bananas. So, why'd you send me this at 4 in the morning? Why'd you call me at 7, cocksucker? Yeah. But no, I was just thinking about that. People are going to be home next week. And everybody always looks for recommendations. And me, I'm an old school type of guy. I don't know nothing about nothing. But I do know some good movies. Mm-hmm. I told you. What's up, Lee?
Well, before you tell us then on the list, do you have like emotional connections to them?
These films?
Because like, especially during this time, like if I felt like if I feel alone, I'll watch something that maybe I've seen it a bunch, but it's like, it brings me back to a happier time, or I really love the actor, like you guys were saying, like, or are they like you're just like the best movies? Or maybe a mix.
There are moments when like you connect with certain things, and movies have this weird kind of power over you. If you're a movie guy, if you dig movies, there are moments when you can talk. There are moments when I'm hanging out with somebody and we can just quote something between each other and we're laughing our asses off. I don't know if you remember this, but you were doing Grudge Match, and I was working some shit job, one of the many, and you called me up and you said that you had met De Niro that day. And he was sitting there, and I think you made him laugh or something. He laughed, and you said it looked like Midnight Run when he was like, there's a better class of people around here, probably all embezzlers too. And he did that laugh, and instantly you and I were connected at that moment because I remember that scene, and we were both like little kids, just laughing because you're working with one of the greats. You're working with a hero. Regardless of whatever the movies became or whatever he did, he was still Travis Bickle. He was still Jake LaMotte. He was still Jack Walsh. He was still that guy, and movie people have that connection. So it's like, we're always going to be able to do that. The movies that you're talking about on your list, they stick with you for a reason, because you remember, maybe it gave you balls or something seeing. When I saw Wesley Snipes for the first time, I think it was in a Spike Lee movie, but then I saw him in New Jack, and I was like, this is a bad motherfucker. This guy's no joke. And then you see the level of class that's in Sugar Hill, and I haven't seen Sugar Hill in years.
Well, Sugar Hill was on the list because I forgot Sugar Hill.
Yeah.
And I woke up the other day in New York City.
Yeah.
And it was cold. We weren't going to do anything till 1. She wanted to stay and play. And Sugar Hill had just started. And I turned it on. I remember how disturbing it was to me.
Yeah.
The black girl from News Radio.
Candy Alexander.
Candy Alexander plays the mother, and it's a scene where she makes her kids hold a belt while she shoots heroin, and then she overdoses and whatever.
Jesus.
Oh, this is a heavy movie. And Wesley Snipes was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, he was phenomenal in New Jack City. Yeah. But he was phenomenal in this. But opposite him was a young black African-American kid.
I think his name was Leon, right?
Skinny kid. Yeah. I don't know what his name is. He was phenomenal. Yeah. And he did an episode of Miami Vice where he plays a guy that was killing hookers in Vietnam. But he never stopped killing hookers all around the world.
Jeez.
And then he went to Miami, and he was killing hookers in Miami. And they had to arrest him. And even in that episode, he was fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
I never seen him in a lot of I saw him in maybe 3 things. He was also, I'd like to say he was the Black Jesus in Madonna's video of.
Yeah, I think his name was Leon.
No, I don't think he was that guy. That was a different looking guy. But this guy that played his brother in Sugar Hill is a phenomenal fucking actor.
You ask yourself what happened to these people, though, It's like, did they slip through the cracks? Was the career not what it once was? Did attitude get in the way? Did drugs get in the way? What the fuck happened to half of these people,
With actors, you never really know, because that's a New York City movie. And in New York City, you have so many things going on.
Yeah.
So what you have is, okay, so you have like Leon, the Chassos, and what's the guy that created Miami Vice?
Oh, Michael Mann.
No, but who was really the creator?
Oh, the
Spanish guy.
Hector Barbon?
No, the guy that fucking wrote Prisons He went to fucking prison.
I remember that guy. He did
and he wrote a fucking play with
he did
Ralph
Angel Eyes,
Macchio.
didn't he?
Yeah,
Cuba and the teddy bear.
Anthony Yerkovic?
No.
Okay.
I want you to look up.
Something new.
He wrote a script and it became a movie, and then they turned it into a play. And De Niro, Ralph Macchio.
That was called Cuba and his teddy bear.
Cuba and his teddy bear.
Yeah.
But the
Pino?
no.
Pinero?
Miguel Pinero.
Miguel Pinero, yeah.
Miguel Pinero.
Yeah.
Okay, so what you have to remember is in New York City, you have these little stage companies.
Yeah.
Some of them are Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
Some of them are all Spanish. Some of them are African American acting little things that they develop themselves. They're non-profit. They fund them themselves. They live off donations, but they charge at the door selling bottles of water. They keep the lights on. They rehearse 4 nights a week. They teach acting classes.
Yeah.
They do workshops. These guys hustle at the same time they write and they fucking act, you know. Plus you have Broadway and you have off-Broadway and you have off-Broadway. Those guys in New York disappear and they come back. Let's take, for example, Law & Order. In the middle of Law & Order, there was a fat Italian cop. And they would always tell him what to do in the room.
Yeah.
And he would always come back and go, hey, the gun's checked out. And then he would disappear. Well, he disappeared for fucking 10 years. Then he came back as Gigi in The Sopranos.
Yeah.
He's the one that was taking a shit on Thanksgiving and died on the bowl. Okay, he disappeared for 10 years. For a while, we were being managed by the same manager.
Yeah.
And I asked him what he was doing. He goes, he does tons of theater.
Yeah.
He goes from one theater to another, to another, to another. So just because you don't see those people
No, it doesn't mean they're
doesn't
not working.
mean they're not working.
What's that guy that you worked with on Longest Yard, the Pyro? He was huge. He was huge. Walter Hill guy. He played Warrior. What? David,
have a good guy, very decent, great actor, same thing.
but that's a guy that, boom,
Same
go out
thing.
there, do a play, come back, make a movie, get paid really well to go fund the stuff that you want to do.
He went to karate every day.
Yeah.
He was a black belt. He went to karate 5 days a week.
David
When I
Kelly?
did the
Is that
long-
his name?
yeah, David Patrick Kelly.
David Patrick Kelly, that's right.
I lost contact with him. I left his agent a call like a year and a half ago. He never fucking called me back. So, but he went to a couple of my shows in New York. We stayed friends for a while after that. He sent me his music, and then I lost his number. We lost contact.
And that happens. It's weird, but what you know what
I just
never-
saw him on a TV show, and he always told me he would never do TV. But this is what happened.
But this is where we're at now,
This is
though.
where you're at, man.
But it's also like TV ain't what TV was. TV is respectable now. And in fact, you're going to find better stuff on TV, whether it's Hulu, Netflix, or Amazon Prime than you're going to see on network. Network is shit.
Network is shit.
Network is shit. There's nothing on network right
The
now.
problem that you have is there's too much entertainment.
Yeah.
We can't catch up with what we got.
Yeah.
So a lot of shit is slipping through our fingers. We tried different shows.
Yeah.
Not everything's going to work for everybody.
No.
But we're getting so much original programming that we're in a point right now where it's too much. Even a fat guy who stays home all day, who lives on disability, one of those fat guys, the 600-pound man,
Oh, yeah.
they'll tell you, dog, there's too much.
There's too much. You
I
can't.
sit here all day. I can't catch up.
Well, people
I
ask
can't
me.
catch up. What
People
can-
ask me all the time. It's like, are you watching that? I was like, when am I going to have time for that?
When do you have time?
When do I got time for that? You know, and to dedicate myself to a series, and it's like, and sometimes you find yourself watching something like The Walking Dead, and I'm like, this isn't even good anymore. I got to get off this shit because it's not, you know, for that one moment of magic where it all comes together and it makes sense and it's great. And I got to I got to slog through fucking 3-4 episodes, you know, an hour a piece just to get to that one moment.
I just watched
I can't stand it.
a terrible show on Netflix, and I gave it 3 episodes.
What was it?
The one about the Rizzutos in Montreal.
Oh, I saw something
Bad
like
Blood
that.
or something.
Yeah.
Terrible. Just got awful.
Yeah.
Let's get to the movies here.
Let's do it.
So you asked about emotion. Rounders. Rounders is a movie with
Matt Damon, Ed Norton.
and the chick that fucked Harvey Weinstein, the little blonde, that got cut out of Donnie Brasco. She's in Donnie Brasco with no lines. She didn't suck no dick then. She came back strong for fucking Rounders. They gave her a
I remember that.
she was number 2. She was Matt Damon's girlfriend, real cute blonde.
Yeah.
Okay, Rounders is about a guy that's trying to get his life together.
Yeah.
He's very intelligent, off the charts intelligent. You never saw Rounders, Lee.
I don't think so.
It's good. And there's the guy that plays, what's the really good actor that plays
Ed
it?
Norton?
No.
Oh, Malkovich or Turturro?
The guy that plays the Jewish professor that tells him about the yeshiva.
Oh, it's Landau.
Martin Landau.
Martin Landau, yeah.
About how he
That's one of the later Landau roles.
He
That's
didn't
one
want to be in the part of a yeshiva, and his family disowned him, and fucking tremendous speech he gives him. It's about a poker player. That's it. It's just a great poker player.
What's great
movie.
about that is that you get these stories that are real.
Oh
You
my
can
God,
believe
Lenny
it, you know?
Clark was in it.
Oh yeah, Lenny.
Yeah, Lenny Malkovich was brilliant.
Malkovich was great.
I fuck you, like last time. He just played a fucking tremendous Russian. So if you haven't seen Rounders, it's time to watch Rounders. Rick and I were talking about Sugar Hill, just a great movie about two brothers who grew up in Harlem, and they're connected to the mob, and they sell heroin for the mob, and great actors. The dad is the black guy Link from
Clarence
Leather.
Williams.
Abe Vigoda.
Abe
Plays the
Vigoda.
gangster.
Yeah.
Great actors in that movie if you haven't seen it. Bullets Over Broadway is one of my fucking favorite movies of all time. You're gonna laugh, cry. You got Chaz Palminteri as the gangster, who is one of the best gangsters ever in that movie.
Yeah.
Top 5.
Yeah. Diane Wiest is great in it as that over anxious actress who was like, no, stop, I can't stop.
Dog,
Like that.
all
Oh,
of
she's
them.
great. All
The
of
fat
them.
guy from fucking that was Sean Penn's neighbor. That he got him into that he played Jelly.
Joe Vitelli.
Joe Vitelli's in that. I mean, it is just a fucking movie that is. And who's Joe Vitelli's girlfriend in that?
It was
The chick who plays
Jennifer Tilly.
Jennifer Tilly. Give him the hooch. Give it Marla. Give her the good stuff. This is a brilliant film.
Yeah.
If you could find it, hit me up on Twitter.
It's crazy because they play. The only time I've
Is that
ever
Neil
seen
Simon?
it. No, it's Woody Allen.
It's Woody Allen.
It's Woody Allen. The only time that I've ever seen
Before the molestation charges.
it.
Yeah.
But after Sun Yi.
Yeah.
You know, so
he was already banging
doing
Sun
that
Yi.
shit. Yeah, he was
That's why
already
that movie was good.
That was crazy. I mean,
He was getting that pre-Sun Yi pussy. He was getting that young flower yin yang juice. You know what I'm saying?
that's one of the great things about LA is like you can't find that on video. I
What,
don't
yin
think.
yang juice?
Yeah,
can find that.
you can find that
it on-
anywhere.
I got a chick on Lancashire that'll give you yin yang juice by the glass. You take it home and drink it.
I saw that in a theater. I saw that over at the LACMA.
Bullets Over Broadway?
Yeah, they show it. They show like they got like a Tuesday 1:00 matinee thing, $4. I would go over there. I would just drop my forehead, go in
They
there, and
still
I'd
got
watch movie. Yeah, they do. They're doing Eyes Wide Shut sometime this week and The Shining. I think they're doing some crazy shit. And I would go down there and I would love it. $4
Is it packed?
No. It's like a huge theater.
That's what disappoints me. If you live in a city of students,
Yeah.
you're supposed to be a student when you live here.
Yeah.
So a movie like that, when you could see it on the big screen,
Why,
when you don't really understand things, it's always a great thing to visualize and watch. You could see how much the directing has changed.
Yeah.
Bullets Over Broadway was entertaining. Another one that I haven't seen in years that I fucking love, Matthew Broderick and his Biloxi Blues. Him and Christopher Walken.
Walken's great in it.
Christopher Walken is so good in it that the fucking skinny Jewish kid that wants to be a writer
Yeah, Epstein.
with the glasses, Epstein. Oh my God, you forgot. You remember his name. Epstein is great with the skinny glasses, just like Lee.
Yeah.
Whined throughout the whole fucking movie.
They can't tell if
Is
he's
it gonna
gay or
be?
not.
Yeah, is it gonna be hot here? Yeah, it was always something with him. No, it's Mississippi. Remember, he wouldn't eat. He gave the letter to Christopher Walken that the food wasn't kosher,
Yeah.
or some shit he couldn't eat, and Christopher Walken ripped it up. Or that was Matthew Broderick that said
Yeah, Broderick. Yeah.
it was something day, and he couldn't eat it because of religious purposes and all this shit. If you haven't seen Biloxi Blues,
It's a lot of fun. I remember seeing that in the
It's
theater.
a lot. Me too.
It was great.
87, 86. That was brilliant. I saw it in the movie theater. I'm like, oh, I went on a date.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm making a mistake. It was like that fucking joke Chris McGuire had years ago. They went on a date with a girl to see Bridges of Madison County. He goes, how bad could it be? It's a Clint Eastwood movie. All of a sudden, 10 minutes in, he noticed Clinton didn't have a gun. He goes, something's going to be wrong.
There ain't no payoff in this shit, you know?
Whoa. What's this? I thought this was a Clint Eastwood movie. How come he doesn't have a gun? He's taking out a camera. What the fuck is this? Fuck, Clint, you fucked me. I want my money back. Like, he had a whole bit about it. I can't see without my fucking glasses. I'm going blind.
Yeah.
These are the movies. I'm also, for some reason, in the mood to watch the regular Apocalypse Now.
The original before the Redux, yeah. Without that,
I have it at the house on DVD, but I think it's the Redux. I'm not in the mood for it.
Well, if you got the original, it has both versions,
right?
So you just have to find the other. You have to find the other disc.
I'm not in the mood for the Redux. I hope I'm not insulting anybody. I'm just not in the mood for the fucking French and whoever else they have dinner with and all that shit. It makes me uncomfortable. Believe it or not, I'm in the mood to watch Gotti, the '98 one.
If you can find it,
it's
where
on
are you going to
HBO.
find it?
It's on HBO. It's on YouTube for sure.
Okay.
The unedited version is on YouTube, and it's got to be on HBO Plus.
Well, if it's on HBO Plus,
it did really well for
up.
HBO.
Yeah.
So I know for a fact, if you look at HBO movies, like in those days, HBO did that one and the one about AIDS with Richard
Angels in America.
No, the one before that with Richard Gere and fucking when he played the playwright, and they told him he had the HIV and he donated his money.
Really, I don't remember that one. I remember the one with Meryl Streep, and I remember the one with Pacino where he played Roy Cohen, that piece of shit. So it was like, wow, yeah.
Another movie,
and the band played.
And
the band played on. Yeah,
that's a brilliant film.
Yeah, I got to see that again.
Another film I'm in the mood to watch is The French Connection.
You know, it's just great. You know what? Hackman is such a piece of shit in that movie, isn't he? He's just such a fucking low-life scumbag, but it's like you want him doing the job. When he goes in there and when he goes into that black bar and he starts calling people niggers and just starts slapping people around, you're like, this is what they are.
Cut.
Yeah.
He puts his hand under a bar.
Yeah.
And he takes all the drugs. Are you sure there's no drugs here? Nothing. Okay. And he fucking takes all the bar and he puts them on a drink on the bar. He takes all the pills.
Yeah.
Then he makes a drink with them. Doesn't he make somebody drink it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he makes somebody drink it. Hello, Popeye's here. That was such a great film.
Yeah.
I remember the excitement of the trailer.
Yeah.
As a child. Like, because they used words. They said filmed in New York where it happened.
Yeah.
That was the trailer. And the trailer was the guy running up the stairs.
They shoot him in the back.
Right? He shoots him in the back.
Yeah.
For some reason, I've been in the mood for the French Connection for the last year. Yeah. And you sit there and you go, you know what? It's going to pop up on HBO. Like, HBO's been surprising me. Like last week, I didn't feel too good.
Yeah.
I just didn't feel good. I went on after La Jolla, I went on the flu stuff, T-flu.
To stave it off.
The shit that the doctors give you.
Is it the 4 pills or the 5 days over 7 pills over 5?
10 pills.
I do that
days.
shit. Yeah.
So I went on that, and I just didn't feel like doing anything. And it was like God fucking showed up. 11 a.m., Man on Fire on HBO East or something like that. I just wrote out 10:30 on. I watched ESPN, some football scores, and I watched Man on Fire and laid there cuddled. That's a gift from God.
Yeah.
So I just sit there at nights. I'm like, the other day, Boomerang was on. BET with commercials. And I still watched it.
Yeah.
I didn't care. You know what I taped the other night, too, that was on? The other one that was fucking brilliant, Harlem Nights.
Yeah, I got really drunk one night, and this is what I knew. I was like, I gotta stop. I can't drink anymore. I just can't drink anymore. But I got drunk. I watched Harlem Nights. I called a buddy in North Carolina. I was all fucked up, but I was laughing my ass off at Della Reese and Red Fox, and I'm just sitting there screaming because it's fucking great. When you watch it,
really, really is a great movie.
Like, shut up, bitch. You know, she's a real sweet lady.
Yeah. You shouldn't have shot her in the foot. All that shit is brilliant.
Oh, it's fucking great. You're watching it. It's like, that was Murphy when he was at this weird... You remember, when Murphy dropped, there was nothing like it. Murphy made it... Comics had to be kind of goofy and ugly. Murphy was handsome and the coolest motherfucker in the room. Murphy wasn't like any other comic.
Murphy made good choices.
Yeah.
Murphy did something that a lot of people don't do that have. The thing that could kill you in this town are choices.
Yeah.
One bad choice, we overlook it.
Yeah.
2 or 3 bad choices, you lose me.
Mm-hmm.
You lose me. You lose me. When you go after a role for the wrong reason, as an actor, I'm not talking about as a comic.
No.
As a comic, you don't lose. You don't want me, I go back on the road.
Yeah.
But as an actor, if you're a dedicated actor, you could just make bad choices.
Yeah.
Look at Jack Hunat from Sons of Anarchy. You're making $750,000 an episode on television. You want to become a movie star. I get it.
Yeah.
You can have the biggest show on TV, and nobody gives a fuck about you.
Yeah.
They give a fuck about Tom Cruise. $20 million a weekend in the box office. That's who they give a fuck about.
Yeah.
When you try to push somebody as a publicist, they'll tell you, we don't want to talk to TV people. Kevin James ain't shit to us.
Yeah.
You know who's something to us? Tom Cruise. You know who's something to us? Jamie Foxx. That's an interview. Movie stars.
Yeah.
It's like being the lightweight champion of the world and being the heavyweight champion of the world. Who gets more respect?
Heavyweight.
The heavyweight champion of the world. It's the same thing. So, you're making $750,000 an episode. People at home are going, Joey, what the fuck are you talking about? Yes, the last year of Sons of Anarchy, they shot 10 or 12 episodes. He got that $750,000 12 times. Okay, so do the math. What he made the final season of Sons of Anarchy. So I understand you want to make the jump to film, but we cannot lose that income.
Yeah.
Once I get that rate that high, it can't go backwards. The only way it goes backwards is if I fail completely and then try to come back. And now I got to rebuild it.
Yeah.
Which, if that's a bad role, I never will. So instead of him going to CAA, who he jumped ship with, and going, hey, listen, this is what I want to do. I want a film career, but let's make right choices.
The hell?
Let's make choices. Let's put me in an ensemble film first, where I have to shine opposite somebody. And I got to go in there and knock them dead. This has been my plan. But at the same time, I'm developing something for you at Netflix. For you not to lose any pocket change. I'm a Jew. I need that envelope every week. You're a nice guy, but bitch, Papa needs that money.
Yeah.
You're going to work. So what I would have done is, before Sons of Anarchy would have been done, because at the end of the day, Jax Teller, all I want to see him do is kill white people and fuck white dirty women. That's all I want to see him do.
Yeah.
I don't want to play him. I don't want to hear that English accent. But we could, if we're smart, you and I could do a remake of The Saint, a little one. The audience doesn't have to know it's The Saint.
Yeah.
They don't know who the fucking Saint is. Give this guy his English accent and make him a killer of international fucking spies. Like every week he goes to a park bench and I sit next to him with a sandwich. I get up, he reads the sandwich, he gets a note in there, call a number, he calls the number, they tell him who he has to kill, the attaché. He goes to a warehouse, he picks up his weaponry, look, they're turning it into a film.
Yeah.
America needed that more than ever. John Wick is being turned into a TV show.
Yeah.
So John Wick 3 is coming out, but a TV show is also coming out.
Yeah.
I would have taken that kid and gotten $750,000 an episode, shot 10 quick episodes, and then would have agreed to scripts. So during the off season, you're shooting those movies and you're building your movie career, but you're not losing that $750 for 10 weeks. That's $750. That's $7 million for 10 weeks work. I can't lose that. I can't lose that. Like, if I'm making that type of money, I can't lose that.
Yeah.
That's always got to sustain.
No, you're right. But think about the mentality and the egos of the people that are in this business. Here you got a guy huge on TV, and he goes off and makes the Legend of the City of Z or whatever.
Well, he did three disasters. Papillon.
He should have
and
never.
that one with Guy Ritchie, which I enjoyed.
What was the Guy Ritchie
I
one?
enjoyed because I'm an asshole. The
I
one
don't
where
remember the Guy Ritchie
the Robin Hood.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Yeah,
Camelot or King Arthur. Yeah.
Yes. So here's a guy that, and he did 3 duds. Now he's coming out with a new one, but it's an ensemble film. Okay?
Yeah.
And it's him with 3 other guys. I would read that script. I would pay somebody big money and go, break that script down to me. So I leave here with an Academy Award nominated. Even if it's not that genre of film, it's the mentality you got to go into that film with. And then that one comes another one. I'd rather wait for the fastball than try to hit a curveball.
Well, you got to pace yourself, and you got to do the right thing.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the thing. Yeah.
This is why I am how I am with my road work. I wait for fastballs. I will sit in that pocket forever. I just had an opportunity arise yesterday, and I was going to force a hand. I almost caught myself forcing a hand.
Yeah.
And last night I broke it down in my head, and I go, I don't need to force the hand.
Yeah.
Why am I going to kill myself? I got this, and this going on. This just doesn't make sense.
Because it scares you, though.
This means, no, I avoid drama, and I go for the consistency.
Yeah, but you also said you're 55 now. You've been through it, you know. You've seen your mistakes, and you've seen other people's mistakes.
Absolutely.
And that's not something you would have done years ago.
No, I
You would've taken
learned
it.
from watching a ton of people.
Yeah.
I learned remember, everything changes.
Yeah.
If I was 55 with a girlfriend, oh, Lordy, I'd be on a bus across America with Lee. Doing fucking, you name it.
Oh, yeah.
Everything but cocaine. Vicodins, we'd be waking up. Lee would wake up like Rafa in fucking Narcos, foaming at the mouth every morning. You don't know what life is till you wake up and you have like a sticky foam around your mouth. And you look in the mirror while you're pissing and it's white. You don't know if you got diabetes or the pills you ate the night before or the chick you ate her ass 2 nights ago in the back of the club and it tasted like asshole, but you went with it anyway because you let you jerk off and come on the butt cheeks. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Waking up with foam around your mouth. That's when you're on the road.
Yeah.
That's when you know, Jesus Christ. Jesus, I'm on the road, Jack.
Yeah.
So these are all different things.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think, I still would control myself. I would add Thursdays to my rotation and do the podcast right on the bus. Why fuck around and then take showers in hotels, stop for 2 nights, stay in the hotel, put him on the other wing so he has to walk. So every time he has to eat something, he has to leave the room and walk and torture him, tell him he's got to stay farthest from the room. So it's 2 hours till he sees civilization. By the time he gets there, he's walked 2 miles. But that's what I would do. I can't do that. If I had just a wife, I could do Thursday, Friday, Saturday, maybe do 3 weeks a month. But I got this little girl.
Changes everything.
And it changes everything. And the next 2 weeks, you got no school and nobody to watch her.
See, that's why.
So it's me and my wife.
It's you and Terry, and you guys are doing the thing, and it's got to get done. And
It's got to get done.
you know,
So
because she doesn't care. She doesn't know who you are.
No.
She doesn't care who you are.
she doesn't care about podcasts. She doesn't know about the weekend. You know, that's kind of like I tell people, listen, I know you want to hang and you think, here's the deal. I got a fucking 5-year-old, and she's going to walk in from church at 12:15.
Yeah.
And she's going to run in that living room and jump on top of me. And she doesn't care how tired I am. It's a fucking game, a picture. Let's go to the park.
She wants her cartoons. She wants the park.
Yeah,
she wants you to
all
redo
this shit.
all
She
that
doesn't
shit.
give a fuck about you were in Columbus last night. Or you did 2 shows.
None of that shit
sold
matters,
out.
you know?
And that's when you see it doesn't matter. So I have to look at things very selectively. I got to go to places every other year. I do everything. You know, the podcast, same thing. We're not here to do 18 different podcasts a week. And I don't need to be in your living room 10 times a fucking week. I don't need to be in your living room. I don't need to tweet all the time. I don't need to. We all have our fucking, you know. And it's just weird to. When you first come to LA, you're a quarterback on the 20-yard line.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I describe it. Try scoring a touchdown. Remember, a touchdown's easy on the 50-yard line. Those last 10 yards, that's the danger zone. That's the red zone, Jack. You better get a guy that was a thief in his previous life and nothing leaves his hands, or you got to have a tank to run that guy through. You're not well equipped. You don't have a running back.
No.
You don't have no wide receivers, and your blockers suck. That's who you are when you first get to LA.
Yeah.
And you're going up the number 1 defense in the league, which means you're going to get sacked 3 out of 4 fucking times you say hike for the whole fucking game. You might throw the ball twice. You might throw the ball twice. And then you add 10 years to that, now you move to the 20-yard line. And you see the field a little better. But at the same time, you got to keep doing your sets. It's not just time.
No, it's
No
you got to be
what.
working on your craft.
Even though the TV don't want you, Gersh don't want you, Johnny Bananas don't want you, don't worry about none of that. You just keep doing your sets. Because now, even though everybody's on the 40-yard line because of credits, you're on the 40-yard line because of talent.
Well, it's like I look at it now, and I was like, I know a lot of guys that I started doing stand-up with that aren't really doing it anymore. They'll do it from time to time, and they'll go up, and I got a spot here, and I'll do this. And I fell into that place for a long time because you remember I was lost, you know? But now I'm looking at things, and I'm looking at people who work regular jobs, and none of that shit's stable. I got a friend of mine I went to school with. He left Chicago, went to Pittsburgh. He can't get a job on the regular because nobody wants to hire a guy his age to be a constant guy. They want him to work an assignment for 3 months.
There's work everywhere because there's a thing called Uber. So there's work everywhere.
Yeah.
If the guy, nobody doesn't get work. There's a big misnomer in this country that I'm not getting work because I'm 50. I'm not getting work because I'm 40. If you want a job, you'll get it. You'll sell yourself in the room. Once you start going into a room with that attitude, like, what am I going to do at 55?
No, I know.
Be creative.
Well, this is the thing. What I was saying was like, I'm finally at the age to play the parts that I've always been. I've always had that mentality. I've always been music I listen to, literature, the films that I love.
Now,
I'm an
send
old
you
guy.
out theatrically a lot?
No. I'm gonna have to figure that out. I'm gonna have to hit them up again once New Year comes.
At all? Have they ever sent you out?
Oh, they used to send me out and,
a lot.
a lot.
Courtney.
Yeah, Courtney did. And I was getting callbacks at the very least, and then something wouldn't happen. I could never close it, you know. Like they liked me, but they didn't like me enough. And I used to think, well, you're too fat to play a regular guy, and you're not fat enough to play a fat guy for TV, you know. But like, just fucking excuses. Stop making excuses. Get in there. If you want to lean out, stop eating, work out, be that guy that you need to be. But I gotta get some money.
Character is a character.
Yeah,
a character is a character. Doesn't matter how big you are. If I would have stayed at 400 pounds, I would have got 10 more roles in movies.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
It's really weird. When you're a fat guy, if you're gonna commit to being a fat guy, if you want to be Adam Sandler's buddy from Saturday Night Live,
Chris Farley,
go be it.
Yeah.
But you have to stay fat because once you lose that weight, there goes that one. Nobody want. What happened to the guy who was going to shake his stomach and make funny faces?
Exactly.
Well, I needed to get healthy. We'll call you.
Yeah.
That's the problem with that rumble in the jungle.
Yeah.
And most people who are fat one day go, wait a second, James Gandolfini died. I'm taking the sleeve.
Yeah.
I'm doing this diet, you know. The reason why I'm doing what I'm doing was Ralphie dying.
Yeah.
He was overworked, no exercise, no rest for the wicked.
Yeah.
Smoking pot with people on the road, bringing germs from all over, from different fucking states, mixing and matching. Your bronchitis turns into a pneumonia, and it never goes away.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
That you can't control. You know what I'm saying? So I saw the value of I freeze, I lift weights, I go to jiu-jitsu. I told Lee yesterday we went and 2 days ago we went and did the cardio class together. And I go, did you smell anything? And he goes, it did smell like Italian food. I goes, that was 5 days of no sweating. When I went home, I smelt that rash guard.
Yeah.
And the odors I smelt from my back. Whatever, the garlic balls.
It smelled like garlic bread. I was like, what is happening?
You have no
I asked
idea.
Brent.
Yeah. That's 5 days of no sweating for Joey Diaz. My body's so used to sweating every 5 days a week. I make myself sweat.
Yeah.
Sweat. I want to do the push-ups and see the beads falling off my face. That's how you stay young. That is the fountain of youth when you're old. It's not plastic surgery.
No.
It's not fucking witch doctory. It's not nothing.
No, it's moving.
When you're over 50, it's 2 days a week of some lifting, maybe 2 days a week of some walking, maybe take 2 kickboxing classes, a lot of sleep.
A lot of sleep and a
need
lot
a
of
lot
water.
of sleep.
It's just like crazy. Yeah.
I bought 2 of these today. I went to the weed store and drank 2 of these today. You know, a lot of water. I don't think I drank a soda in New York. I drank a fucking Yoo-hoo from my brother. When I got there,
Sometimes you got to indulge.
They left me drinks for the room and bananas and shit like that. But the whole time I was in New York, I didn't eat eggs. I ate oatmeal from the hotel.
That's the way. That's the way.
You change.
You remember, Weight Watchers changed us. It changed the mentality. And even though I've gained a lot of weight back and I haven't been as focused as I once was, that Weight Watchers point thing is still in my head where it's like, is that beer really worth it? That's not even my brand.
5
Why am I
points.
going to do that shit?
I had a beer a couple weeks ago, and I looked at it, and I thought it was going to be like 11 points. It was 5 points, and I could live with that.
Yeah.
I always tell Lee that Weight Watchers is not a diet.
No.
It's a lifestyle. And it'll take you 2 weeks to get adjusted, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
You have to, or the 4th week, and then once you go and they give you a medal, and you're sitting around other fat people, and you hear them whining.
Yeah.
Because the main thing about Weight Watchers is going to the meeting and seeing why you're fat. You learn why you're fat.
Yeah.
All these excuses you hear are the same ones you tell people.
Exactly. I'm going to do
You'll
it later.
sit there
I'll get it
and
there,
listen to them and go, well, I went to a party and I had to drink wine. No, you didn't. There was a dick there. You could have sucked that. You could have sucked that dick, burned calories, and gotten yum juice, but you didn't. You know, you learned, you look at people and discuss.
Yeah.
You remember you and I used to go to one, and we went together for probably 6 months every Sunday. Then we'd go to In-N-Out Burger. We had a system. We'd split the fries, and we'd have a single, and it was 15
soda.
points.
Yeah.
But no, Diet Coke.
Yeah.
It was 15 points.
I remember that.
But there was a girl that sat behind this, that she went to Weight Watchers for a social life. And every week she would sit behind this and gain a pound or 2 and swear to God, I mean, Lee, swear to God that she didn't hit her action points and that she ran every day. And I would look at her in pity because I would say to myself, why do you keep coming here?
Yeah.
You have gained weight every week. And it would piss me off so much that it made my challenge become a challenge against hers.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to beat this bitch because this cannot go on. I don't want to ever sound like this person. That's what Weight Watchers do.
Sometimes you have to see that, though. You have to, I mean,
that's why those meetings are important, because you see people's excuses that were all yours. I travel. I have family in town. I don't have the time.
I'm tired. I work too much.
You know, I can't. There's a Subway down the corner from my house. And you start looking at these people going, I do not want to end up like this.
Yeah.
And you realize that it's not a diet.
Not at all.
It's just a lifestyle change. I went to eat gumbo today. They gave you a cup of rice. I didn't touch the rice.
Nice.
There was chicken and shrimp and sausage and crab meat in the fucking gumbo.
Yeah.
That's a lifestyle change.
Yeah.
Did I eat the brisket sandwich? Oh, I inhaled that thing, but there was fries. I didn't touch the fries. Do you understand? That's a lifestyle change. I drank a Diet Coke. I had no choice. You can't go to a barbecue joint and order water. You look like a fucking asshole. I didn't touch the sweet iced tea, which I would have gotten 2 years ago. There's just little adjustments. Little adjustments. It's not a diet. Nobody said that's why you're never gonna diet.
But that's the thing. You and I used to do that. What we would do.
No, I never went on. Marilyn was the one, God rest her soul, that told me Weight Watchers was the only diet for me.
Yeah.
Because Marilyn had tried the one where they
she tried everything.
Systems.
Yeah, she tried everything.
And she said it was garbage.
Yeah.
And Marilyn was the one that one night we had like a 2-hour drive, and she wouldn't shut the fuck up. And I remember that the biggest diet she ever went on was Weight Watchers, that she lost 80 pounds.
Yeah.
She put it back on a year or two later. But she really, she just started dropping, Marilyn.
Yeah.
Like, it just started going. Like, Jesus, Marilyn. And she wasn't walking. She said she would walk to the bottom of the hill and back up the corner.
Yeah.
I'm not even exercising, Joey. I'm just eating. She found how to cheat the system.
Yeah.
There's a way to cheat the system, and you could cheat it and drop tons of weight.
Yeah,
tons. She dropped 80 pounds. And that's the first thing I said. I called Rick one day, and I go, Rick, we got to get our lives together. We went in January.
Yeah.
It was like January 10th to 14th. I'll never forget getting on that scale, and I was 378 pounds.
I was 273, I think it was.
And I had not been on the scale. Like, I would see a scale and avoid it. Like, I don't even have to look at a scale.
Yeah.
When I got on that scale, my fat little heart broke. Like, my fat little heart broke. And I remember the toughest thing was the soda. That was the first thing that went.
Yeah.
When she bought the Diet Coke home,
Horrible.
oh, it broke my heart. I was looking to cheat.
Yeah.
And then the breakfast changed because you could have 2 pieces of toast, bacon, and 2 eggs.
Yeah.
So in those days, she'd make me an English muffin, 1 egg, and a piece of ham. Half a piece of ham was 3 points. So I was basically eating an Egg McMuffin for breakfast.
Yeah.
That was it. But from those first 3 weeks, I realized that I could survive. That's what you learn first.
Yeah.
Once you eat it, you go, well, I usually eat 3 Egg McMuffins. Eat the 1 and forget about it.
Yeah.
And go out and do your thing. And next thing you know, you're like, you know what? I ain't hungry.
They teach you some great things.
They teach you some great things.
Slow down your eating, because I eat like a fucking
I eat like I'm
yeah.
going to the chair.
Yeah, it's over for me. I'm just shoveling it in like a fucking animal with no respect for nothing. But then drinking more water, but also once you get over that hump, it's easy. But don't lose perspective on it, because that's what happened to me. I was like, oh well, I'll eat this. I can do this. Slowly, a pound here,
No,
2 pounds there.
That's
Boom,
exactly how it
and that's what happens. It's like, so I'm doing it tomorrow, and it's gonna be hard because I'm gonna be with my mom.
I'm weighing in Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm weighing in Sunday. I kept 25 off for a year.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
that's
very
pretty
happy.
goddamn good. Yeah, that is.
I'm happy. My blood pressure's stable. I don't get headaches anymore like I used to at 309, 316. If I could tell if I did something, I'd get a headache. If I wrestled or something, I don't get those headaches. Sleep is important. Rest is important.
Yeah.
Like I said yesterday, I ran into something that I could have turned into a money thing. And I said, you know what? I'm going to focus on what they offered me.
Yeah.
And take the free flight. It's business class to New York. I looked it up. It's $2,400 they're going to pay just for the plane ticket. I'm going to go, give them the attention they deserve, and come back Saturday.
Yeah.
I was going to do all the agent was bothering me. We should make this. And I go, you know what? Why? Again, this is how you burn yourself out.
Yeah.
It's working smart and not. When you're a beginner comic, you take whatever.
Yeah.
As you move up, you have to start saying no. And as you get into a different level, you really have to start saying no. And picking and choosing and going, well, I could do this week, or I could do this week. And looking, and like I said, I incorporate everything. I got 3 movies left.
Let's go.
All right. Because of Diego Luna, I loved him in Tu Mamá También.
That movie was powerful all the way through.
I haven't watched in a while, so that's on my Christmas list.
It threw me at the end, but I was like, whoa, wait a minute, what the fuck is going on here? But once, I was like, wow, this is just a great film. This is just a great film. I dig this film. It's him. It's Gael Garcia Bernal, who, if you've seen him, that guy's great too.
Yeah, I think that's his partner in the theater company that they have out of Canada.
Yeah, they do some really good work, and I think that's Cuarón. I think that's Alfonso Cuarón.
Yeah.
Those Mexicans are making some great films. They're reviving a film industry that has been dead since the late 60s, man, when they just started making cheap, schlocky kind of Mexican wrestler movies or these really shitty drug dealer movies. They're coming up with some really good shit, because Mexico had a fucking great film industry back in the 40s into the 50s, and then, like anything else, the American market just destroyed everything. Every country in the world is primarily American movies. Almost no country. Maybe Hong Kong had some good shit from the 70s into the early 90s, and India still has a vibrant film.
Bollywood.
Yeah. But France, Germany, Russia, and all of South America and Central America, none of these people really have film industries, because people just want to see American films. And it's these shitty, comic book movies, the Marvels, the DC. It's like this fucking, this bulldozer that just destroys everything else that's in its wake, What are you going to do? They got some good shit, though.
Another movie I want to watch that I haven't seen in a long time and you always got to watch one Brando movie.
Yeah.
And it's On the Waterfront. I have not watched it in a while, and it's weird because Lee asked if there's a connection emotionally. On that list, that's the number one movie that connects with me because of the speech he tells his brother.
Which one, in the backseat of the car?
If you're a loser at that time of your life and you listen to that speech, you feel uncomfortable for 8 minutes after that. If you don't have things right in your life, when he looks at his brother and he says he could have been a somebody, and he could have been a contender, and he could have been somebody, you're thinking to yourself, I wanted to be somebody too. And here I am watching On the Waterfront on a Friday night at 9 o'clock when everybody else is getting their dick sucked. I'm sitting here with a Pittsburgh Steelers shirt on. I'm 50 years old. I'm single. I live in a basement. I got a cat named Momo who's missing a leg to diabetes complication. And then he comes on and he plays the ultimate loser.
Yeah.
And you just feel like a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
And it takes me back to, excuse me, the first time I watched that and how I felt when he said those words, you know.
That's what I'm talking about, though. There are some times when you're watching something on screen and you're like, you can't hide from the truth. You can't hide from how you have fucked your life up. And, you know, there are times when I'm watching something and loser movies. I've always been attracted to loser movies or guys, you know, that are looking for that one last shot at redemption where they can fix it. You know, when we were talking on my show and we were talking about how I'm overwhelmed by old man movies and guys coming to the end of their lives saying, I fucked up. How am I going to fix it? You know, the new Eastwood movie is not great.
You saw it?
I saw it. It's not great, but there are moments in it where I'm like, wow, I get that guy. That's my
dad.
dad.
The Robert
That's
Redford
me.
movie?
The Old Man and the Gun I liked.
Really?
I liked it.
I was dying to ask you about it.
I really liked it. Danny Glover is he delivers this great little performance. Sissy Spacek, I've always loved.
Christ, yeah.
Always loved Sissy Spacek. You know, she's always, ever since Coal Miner's Daughter, you know, because I saw Coal Miner's Daughter before I saw Carrie.
What's the movie she did with Mel Gibson?
The River.
That's one of my favorite
The
movies.
River, yeah.
But she's beautiful.
She's
Fucking
wonderful,
Carrie.
you know.
She's fucking gorgeous.
She's
I was curious to see how that Robert Redford movie
I had a
was.
great time with it, but it's an old man movie. You know, it's like, this is what I've done with my life. I've made mistakes, but I'm still hustling. I'm still fighting, and it's that's what's great about it. I loved it.
To be Clint Eastwood's age and to do a movie about a guy that age that has to smuggle to make ends meet, to pay for prescriptions, to keep his wife alive, who's on a fucking machine. I don't know the plot of the movie. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a lot of it, but it's not also it's also the thrill that he gets of being useful again, and because his life has gone to shit. It's like my grandfather's 92, and every time I go home, I think to myself, this might very well be the last time I see him. That goes through my mind every time, and I think about it with my parents as well. I think of more with my mom than I do with my dad, but there's something about living your life and saying, I've made some bad choices, but I still have an opportunity to make this shit right. And I want my mom at least to see me be even just moderately successful, where she's a mom. She's going to fucking worry about her little boy for the rest of her life, you know? I'm 44, she's 67, 66, 67. She could either have 20 years or she could have, 2 or 3. I don't know what's going to happen.
Well,
but it gets to me, you know?
I don't have a mother.
I know.
It's the holidays, and I think of what success is as a parent. And if your kid's breathing, if your kid has an apartment and he has a job, and he or she are handling themselves, and they're not on drugs, and they're not in a bad situation, you did a good job as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Success doesn't mean any, at least not to me. When I was 25 and 30 and 35, I thought, it would be nice to have a boat and 2 blondes and show people there's nothing to show.
Yeah.
It's forgiving yourself. It's accepting yourself. Success is accepting yourself.
Oh, yeah.
And not going to sell drugs. And I'm not going to suck a dick. And I'm not. What if you were one of those women that fucked Harvey Weinstein and you won an Academy Award?
Yeah.
Did you really earn that Academy Award with your talent? Well, yes, because by fucking him, you opened up the door to get a position. You know,
You still had to deliver.
you still have to deliver.
Yeah.
And I think that sometimes success, the value, people don't know the pressure and the value of success. And once you get there, you're going to say to yourself, what was really successful?
Yeah.
Success is me being healthy, me having a steady job, me paying my bills, and me having healthy relationships around me. And the general word there is happy.
Yeah.
That's success. That's the equivalent of success. Demetrius, there's a kid that follows me on Facebook. He just went to Cuba, and he goes, I had a good time, and I go, did you look at their faces? I want every American should go to Cuba and look at those people's faces and think about when they complain that they need their iPhone cracked. Or that, you know, everybody, we look at these things in our lives that have no value. And then we add so much on success, on showing people what we have and what we don't have. And at the end, when you're in a casket, you're going to realize that success is number one, being healthy.
Yeah.
And number two is being happy. If you're living in a shack on Sacramento Street, and you're reading, and you're figuring, you're going to the Y, and you're showering, and you're figuring out how to make a living. If you have a smile on your face when I come to visit you, that's success.
Yeah.
You know, he says a line to him when he goes in to talk to Kiki Camarena. Diego Luna goes, can you imagine? When I was poor, I slept like a baby.
Yeah.
Now that I'm rich, I don't fucking sleep.
You're worried about too much.
You know,
You always,
everybody, whether it's in comedy, success in comedy is surviving 20 years. Tell me you did comedy for 20 years and you got nowhere, and I'm going to look at you and go, no, you didn't. You did something for 20 years and the cards didn't go your way. And don't give up. Don't give up because the cards didn't go your way. Not for right now. But if you stay at that table long enough and you keep your chips low, you keep them low. You play you keep them low and you start fucking calling and you keep the rhythm. Remember when in Rounders, he figured out the rhythm of the table and he kept fucking with them. And finally, John Malkovich, fuck you! Fuck you!
Read his tell.
Fuck you! He read his tell.
You see your opportunity.
You fucking seize it. It's the same thing with poker.
Yeah.
This game that we're playing is staying at the table for the longest.
Yeah.
How can I stay at the table for the longest? Am I going to go all in on everything?
No.
You're going to lose early on. You come to me and go, I got a co-starring on ABC's Grown Men. It's over. Fuck you in the Comedy Store. I'm going to look at you and go, I remember that one. You know what I'm saying? I'll see you in 2 years begging for a belly room spot.
Our friend did that, remember?
We were talking about that. I told Lee that the first day I realized that our friend was going downhill is when I said to her, hey, you missed your spot at the main room. And she goes, why am I going to go down there for $200 for? And I just said, okay.
Yeah. That's how easy it is.
That's how easy it is.
Yeah.
She was getting $1,500 a gig, 2 gigs a weekend. They were living like doctors.
Yeah.
She would show up for every spot. And one Saturday, she told me she wasn't in the mood to go down there. And I knew right then and there that you lost that thing.
Yeah.
Because there's times I do a show in the main room, and they pay me a couple $100. And I go right back to the original room to eat a bag of dicks for the small 15. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what that does to you? That
fucking
always
huge.
feels great. When you go into the main room and get paid and you bomb, and then you go into the original room and for the same 15, you eat a bigger bag of dicks.
You know what's crazy? Like you're going to get to this point, Lee, where it's like, I got called up for a gig in Lancaster, Christmas party. Fucking worst, all right? I drive all the way out to Lancaster for $100. It's 50 miles out, 50 miles back. I eat shit. I get my money and whatever they feed me, and I'm driving back thinking to myself, maybe you ain't got it anymore. Maybe it's done. Maybe you took too long off and you're just a fucking mess now and you can't do it. Well, you still got a spot at the ice house. Go do the ice house and then just redeem yourself a little bit. I went over to the ice house and I had a great set and I was back in. And that's all it takes. It's like, the bad sets are always going to happen. There's going to be moments when you're not going to, you can't pay them to fucking laugh at you. There's nothing that's going to hit. But at the end of the day, I know this is the only fucking thing that I have ever been really good at. That's it. Just talking. You know what I mean?
It's all percentages.
It is.
This game is percentages. And I use comedy. I use poker.
Oh, yeah.
I use whatever you love. You want to be a photographer. The name of the game is staying at the table for as long as you can. And every time you come to me and say, I'm doing a Pantheon for a movie I wrote. Good luck. Everybody wants to go all in.
Yeah.
Don't go all in till you're ready. You don't need to make that move.
See, what I'm
Shut your mouth. There's when to go in. I don't care if you sit at that table for 8 and go. I don't care if you sit there for 8 hours and go. And everybody looks at you like, are you ever going to put a bet in? No, because I'm waiting for the fastball.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with waiting for the fastball.
That's right.
I'm not going nowhere, and I'm fucking patient. So you wait for the fastball.
That's the thing. Is that you look for the opportunities. You got to, build yourself, I want to do production. I know it's going to be fucking hard, but I want to do it. I want, because I'm a filmmaker. In my head, I'm a filmmaker. I don't know if I think I got a story, but I got to write it and I got to learn how to make it. And I've seen a lot of guys out here doing that shit. And I think I'm better. With all due respect to them, they had the balls to do it. But now it's, you can only train for so long. Then you got to step up to the fucking plate and show them what you're about. And even if you fail at that, so what? You still throw down with it.
You're not going to know until you try.
Yeah.
That's the moral of the fucking story. The last movie I'm throwing out there is out of respect for Penny Marshall. And it really is one of my favorite movies in the world. It's big. I think Tom Hanks was sensational. I think the scene when he's jumping up and down the bed with the grown woman is sensational. I think the scene at RAO Fax when him and
Loja
and Lopez with Scarface are playing the piano with their feet.
Yeah.
That's Lopez from Scarface. That's Frank Lopez, ain't it?
Yeah.
It's
like it's when you see grown people playing kids.
Oh my God!
It's usually the worst.
If you ever watch Big Guys by Penny Marshall, I mean, listen, League of Their Own, Tom Hanks is a motherfucker's motherfucker.
Yeah.
But fucking Big is so good. The kid who plays his best friend.
Oh yeah.
Is good. Everybody in that fucking cast.
Elizabeth Perkins, I had such a crush on her.
So did I.
She was gorgeous. I loved her, and she had that
Kevin
vibe.
Meaney's in that movie.
Kevin Meaney.
The late, great Kevin Meaney.
Lovitz is in it. I mean, who else is in it?
Yeah.
There's so many people.
No. That's Big is a great movie. So grab your pens.
There you go.
We're going with Rounders. We're going with fucking Sugar Hill. We're going with fucking whatever the fuck I said. Bullets Over Broadway, Biloxi Blues, Apocalypse Now, Gotti, the '98 film by HBO, not the new one with Travolta.
No, the Armand Santa.
The French Connection, E2, Mama Tambien, On the Waterfront, and motherfucking Big. That's how this fucking thing ends. You understand?
That's some good holiday viewing, man. You're not going to be disappointed.
And I want to thank, when I went home, I went to this restaurant called La Sorrentina. He listens to the podcast. His name is Jocko. Listen, they have spaghetti with tiny meatballs.
Yeah.
A dish. I couldn't even finish it. It was fucking tremendous. He took care of us, my family. He sliced this octopus. Sliced fucking thin. Lee, your asshole would have gone quack, 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 quack. You have no idea. Your asshole ever go quack, 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 quack.
It's
quack,
right
quack.
now, just thinking about it.
Let me tell you something. You have no idea. But if you're in the North Bergen area by Hudson County Park, go over to Sorrentina. Tell Jocko Uncle Joey sent you you got to see the arugula fucking pizza with the cheese over there. When the lady next to me kept eating pizza. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I had the caprese. I didn't fart one time from the mozzarella. I'm lactose tolerant. It was clean, Bobby. Clean. You understand me? Clean, that mozzarella he had. It was just a great fucking time. Rick Ramos, always a pleasure seeing you.
It's a thrill being here.
Tell them about your podcast.
Watch this with Rick Ramos. That's right. Watch this. It's me, my buddy Ibrahim, and we just
And when
talk.
does it get released?
We put it out every Tuesday.
On iTunes.
On iTunes, yeah.
All right, brother. I want you guys to have a very Merry fucking Christmas. And I mean this. You know who you guys are. From Bob Lingus to Cleo to Ookie Spooky to Bobby Sharon to the list goes fucking on and on, you know. I love you guys with all my fucking heart, and I want you guys to have a great fucking holiday. We'll be back on Thursday morning, ready to rock. I want to thank Rick Ramos. I want to thank the Christ Killer, but most importantly, I want to thank and share with you guys for the love we shared this year together, the ups and the downs on the show and our personal lives. But we're all here every fucking week, twice a motherfucking week. And we're not giving up to you motherfuckers where you're supposed to be. You know, like the guy said in Narcos, when we look at things, I don't look at things for what they are. You look at things for what they could be, you know. Yes. And that's a line we should all fucking remember. I hope you have a happy fucking holiday with your family and have a great time. And may Santa bring you everything you deserve. From Lee, myself, and Rick Ramos, and all the other guests on the churches here, I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart and to your families. Merry Christmas, and we'll see you guys Thursday. All right, don't forget, I'm going to be at the Oxnard Improv December 27th, 28th, and 29th. That's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You're listening to this, you're thinking, what am I going to do with my Christmas money? Buy a bag of dope and come down and see Uncle Joey, smoke a couple joints. Lee will be there. Eric Rocha, the king of the fucking gay bars, will be there. I love this fucking lineup. It's torture. Oxnard Improv, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Once again, I'd like to talk about my sponsors. Listen, bowl season is here. And it's time to get in on the action with mybookie.com. You want to start the year off fucking broke again like that mook in the corner? Don't be that guy with no rooting interest as your relatives and friends sit around watching the games like fucking idiots eating fucking onion dip. Not this year, motherfuckers. If you're going to watch a bowl game, you're making money. And there's going to be 41 bowl games to bet on, including the national championship on January 7th. So let me tell you something. As far as I'm concerned, it really is the most wonderful time of the year. So make sure you're ready with daily action by signing up at mybookie.com today. They pay fast when you win. Ownership really cares about good customer service, and they offer the craziest props. When you bet, where you bet is just as important as what you're betting on. And if you want to make money during bowl season, you got to go with MyBookie. Trust them. But you don't have to take it for my word for it. Check them out yourself, okay? They got tremendous reviews. You pay, they win. Everybody makes fucking money. It's that simple. But listen, you know me. I've been doing business with MyBookie for years. So join now, and MyBookie will offer you 50% deposit bonus to make sure you got a nice little bankroll for bowl season. Who takes care of you like Uncle Joey? Nobody, bitches. You got to use promo code CHURCH when you deposit to activate the offer. That means if you put in 100, you got a yardstick and a half. That's 150. Bam! Just for using promo code CHURCH. CHURCH. At MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid. Let me ask you a question. Are you going to start the 2019 single? Maybe it's not the cut of your jib. Maybe it's not your bad breath. Maybe it's not that fucking wandering eye. Maybe it's just every time a chick sucks your dick, she smells your asshole. Did you ever think about that? And that asshole's got, listen, my asshole ain't no cleaner than yours until I discovered HelloTushy.com. You're asking me, Joey, what's Hello Tushy? Do I got to go to a doctor to stick a needle in my ass? Fuck no. Hello Tushy's a portable bidet that you fucking install yourself in 7 minutes. A couple screws, a hose, bam. Now you take a shit, you sit there like a doctor, let the water sprinkle your ass. You look around the room and you say to yourself, who's better than me? I got $5, but at least my asshole smells fucking clean. They come in all different shapes and sizes, and prices start at $69. You got a 60-day money-back guarantee. But listen, I've been sitting on my bidet for 3 fucking years. Between the shits and the 300 pounds, if I haven't busted my bidet, you won't do nothing to your bidet either. Let me tell you something. That hose has smelt some terrible fucking things. And it hangs in there daily like a fucking soldier, inhaling the fucking winds of death that come out of my asshole. But because I have a Hello Tushy bidet, I eliminate that odor from my asshole so it smells nice and clean. What you do is you keep a little French towel next to you, you put some fucking Irish Spring, and you stick it up your ass and you let the water take that dead soap and all that dead residue of God knows what you've been eating lately. You're on the keto diet. You got peanut juice and fucking Letitia milk all over yourself. You don't need that. HelloTushy.com, a portable bidet, $69.95. They start at. Go to HelloTushy.com right now. This is the bidet you like. It matches your patois. Bam! Put in the word muffler and get 10% off your order. You understand me? And listen, it's never too late to use Hello Tushy as a fucking Christmas present. If you gave me something to keep my asshole clean, I'd give you a big fucking hug. Like you just got back from Vietnam. One of those hugs. Anyway, don't forget Oxnard, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Hello Tushy and my people over at My Bookie who are fucking sensational. Again, I want to wish you all a Merry fucking Christmas, and we'll worry about New Year's next week. Let's just get over for fucking Christmas. The Korean might send a rocket ship, and we got nothing. You understand me? And we're wasting time. Let's just hope Santa makes it to your house, motherfuckers. Kick that motherfucking muley.